In a small, quiet village lived a farmer named Sam. His house was small, his land was small. And to be honest, his work ethic was even smaller. While other farmers woke up before sunrise and worked till dark, Sam would sit under a big old tree, staring at the sky, lost in his dreams. The villagers laughed and said, "This man will never succeed. He's lazy by nature." But there was one person who still believed in him, his wife Lily. Every night she would gently say, "Sam, if you don't work, how will we survive?" And Sam always gave the same answer. "Don't worry, I'll find a way." But days passed. The weeds grew taller than the crops. And finally, Lily, with tears in her eyes, said, "This is our last chance. If we don't plant this season, we'll have nothing left." For the first time, Sam felt his laziness wasn't hurting just him, it was hurting Lily too. He made a promise. "I'll try. Trust me." The next morning he stepped into the field. He looked at the land, then at the bag of seeds, and sighed. Planting them one by one would take forever. Then suddenly, an idea sparked in his mind. He went to the riverbank and collected a sack full of wild seeds, the kind that naturally floated downstream and grew on their own without care. Back in his field, he didn't draw lines, didn't dig rows, didn't measure anything. He simply scattered the seeds across the soil and said, "Nature will handle the rest." The villagers laughed even louder. "Lazy fool. Nothing will grow like this." But Sam didn't argue. He just went back to his shady spot under the tree. Weeks passed, and then something unbelievable happened. Those wild native seeds, perfectly adapted to the soil and climate, sprouted everywhere. Vegetables, fruits, herbs, strong, healthy, and growing without effort. When harvest season arrived, Sam's field was the fullest, greenest, and richest in the entire village. The villagers stood in shock. "Sam, you barely worked. How did you grow so much?" Sam smiled and said softly, "Sometimes success doesn't require harder work, just smarter choices." Lily's eyes filled with pride. "Sam, you're brilliant." From that day on, Sam was no longer known as the laziest farmer, but the man who learned from nature, and he and Lily lived the most peaceful and happiest year of their lives.